is what I want now. No, I won't settle for anything else. I can't keep pretending it's not getting to me. It's never ending. Can't give you what you need. Oh no, no. You're misbehaving. Yeah, it's getting to me. It's never ending. You can give anything, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Oh, you better go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Yeah, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Yeah, 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 yeah. You better go, go, go. Go, 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 go. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself, baby, baby.
Oh no, my focus is not good. Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. It's your man DJ Exclusive, aka James Bo Williams. Special announcement, y'all. Today there will be no Like It or Not show this morning, only because due to unforeseen circumstances, won't be doing the show this morning, but we will be back first thing tomorrow, bright and early. Brother Ben has some things that's going on, so we got to get some stuff figured out. And then Rebecca, of course, is working, unfortunately, like myself. So what we're going to do is tomorrow morning, we'll be back first thing and we'll get it cracking. But before then, I want to talk to y'all and say, hey, I love y'all, miss y'all. So what we're going to do is get this thing cracking in the morning. Also, happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, people. Yes, it's May 4th, Star Wars Day, and I do have someone that wants to say hello. So give me a second and we'll get them, okay? 1 second.
James, we lost your audio.
There we go, because the battery, yeah, I turned my microphone off. Anywho, y'all, yesterday, tornadic weather all through Atlanta, and it's going to continue through Wednesday. At the end of the show yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard me, I was like, damn, the sirens are going off. So as soon as the stream ended, I had sirens. But everything is good. We're okay. Everybody's okay. Rebecca and Ben are okay as well, too. So just make sure that you all stay safe out there, okay? Oh, looks like we got Ben in the building. Let's see if Ben is going to pop on screen any second here.
Hey, good morning.
There
everybody.
we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You gave him the good mornings already?
Already, so yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have, yeah, man, we just checking in with everybody. Good morning to everybody. We have all the inclement weather that's happening here in Atlanta. It's a pretty serious deal. That's, like you said, I guess till Wednesday, right?
Tuesday.
Oh, today. So the rest of the day.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah, till Wednesday.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
Thursday morning is going till.
Yeah. So we're keeping an eye on that, but we wanted to jump in and say good morning to everybody. And actually, I'm sure there's some people who probably aren't even tuned in since we're early. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But that said, we're here now, and we'll just interact with the audience for a little bit. But then I'm assuming, James, what's the word? We're going to get out of here in a few. What was the plan?
Yeah, give them a little announcement. Talk about May the 4th. You know what May the 4th is,
May the
right,
4th.
man?
May the 4th be with you,
May
man.
the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. So salutations and celebrations to everybody. If everything goes well, we'll be right back to business as usual in the morning. And we'll just keep on the comments on the other side. Okay, hang on. We can see comments. There we go.
Can we see them? Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so they said no audio, but you got the audio because you were on mute.
Yeah. Oh man, I missed all your comments. Hey y'all.
Yeah, we can see everybody's coming. Here's the thing is though, man. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I would not trade. I like Atlanta, but y'all keep these Storms, bro.
But you know what though? Is I'm not even gonna say this is just that. I know listening to the news, I watch the news a lot and weather a lot, but I know listening to them, they said that coming through this season, the storms are going to be much worse this season. So this storm has moved across from the west and came over this side.
Wow.
So this line of storms, man, has just been coming through, messing up everything. I know Mississippi got hit pretty good too. I heard something about Tupelo. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was crazy yesterday, bro. It was man. It was a mess. Like the tornado actually was downtown. Well, it was mighty close to you, right?
Yeah, it was, dude. Like right at the end of the stream. Excuse me. I was like, we were fading out music. All I heard is damn J-Lo alone.
It's like, man, listen, let me tell you. Oh, when J-Lo was singing that note
right
for the inauguration, boy, that was a meta joke. Boy, that was a recall and a half. But no, man, we I would much rather the snowstorms that we had in Boston. Like, we would be shut down for days. I think one time we were shut down for 2 months, but it was snow and it was just ice, and that was dangerous, but it wasn't this craziness where a tornado could just drop out of nowhere. So we don't talk about climate change a lot on this show, but we do talk about it, and the intensity of those storms is really something we have to we really need to consider the impact that climate change has on it. But we're living in a stupid society, brother. We living in a stupid society that don't care.
And Rebecca say, what kind of internet being on? The kind that you not here on, Rebecca Azor.
Oh, is it am I lagging? Hang on. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm supposed to be on the hard line. So anyway, that said, is Azor going to join us for a few moments, or are we going to just call it?
It'd be nice if she could pop in for a few and just say, hey,
We need to find out right now.
Say that again, David.
I'm waiting to find out right now.
Okay. All right. So
we'll just wait around for a second.
We'll give it a few seconds. But anyway, in that case, we didn't want to be in the middle of a show and have to cut again because the storm is going to pick up again this morning. That said, in the meantime, that's all I got, man.
I got something for you, Ben.
What you got, man?
Everybody smoking all the greenery. Close the matches they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly. I know. I'm still fly. Let's go. It could all be worse. I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Close to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out. So right now.
Chuck, let's see. We'll see if we can do that. I'm young. Hey, David, check out Chuck Diesel's idea, and maybe we could just throw up on the screen. We'll pull up the episode from yesterday and let that play so everyone can have because I know a lot of it is the community. That chat room.
Yeah, we can make that happen. I can stream that. That's no problem.
Okay, so let's do that.
Awesome.
And then all these.
It'll be right here. It'll be on this stream.
Okay, so you're not going to restart. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to leave it to you all and to you, David. Let's get that stream going, and then everybody else will be back in the morning, and I think everything should be copacetic.
Yeah, man. Love y'all so much, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in this morning to our special announcement. We'll see y'all first thing in the morning. Like it or not.
All right, everyone, and that'll start in about 1 minute, 2 minutes. Give me just a second to get that going. All right, everyone, we got the link set up. So we're going to do an encore of yesterday's show. It'll stream right here, and we're live on all platforms. So we're starting a little bit early, so if anyone asks in the chat, help them out and let them know what's going on. That we'll be back live tomorrow, but today is an encore presentation. I'll add it to the description. Hopefully people know to look there. And we will see you all back here tomorrow, same time as usual, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 PT. See you all. Have a great day.
We supposed to pick, see your things through a different lens. Living fast, only one chance. Never pants, how we do the plans. Right? I practice what I preach. They lie or put around my way, then get lost to see. Not sure what you wanted, but I'm what you need. I know my eye just started, but I hit a peak. Yeah. Wave, used to just wanna blend in. Big flex, how I do the syntax now that I got the attention. On the rig, you make it really hard, I just wanna be friends. Treat the night like a vignette for what's coming next, hard to see the end. Yeah, I tread water in the deep end. I'll die young and live plenty days in my defense. In real life, we just pretend, let them sleep in. We should life feeling like I never ended repeat of the weekend. Believe it. Yeah. Got it. Switch up how I breathe every time I see it. Yeah. Knowing what you want, I know just what you need. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing, I got you falling through for the weekend. Since I put it down, how you need it. Bet I make it all, don't wanna leave. It ain't nobody realize it's been added something rigorous. I traded in the cars, it was lost for the dividends. I'm calm, but the temperament been strong when I pencil in. Phone steady dumping, screening calls like I'm flipping bricks. Got everybody tapping in, but you been kept it solid. When you look me in the eyes, subtle tell I know you got it. When you do the sauce, make me want it a la carte. Caught me looking at it like the bullseye of the target, double tap it. Since day one, but I'm seasoned. Put the work in off season. Just talk like they ball hard, when all they really do is reach in. Limit time hearing small talk, speaking dreams to existence like a young king of the Lincoln. Big facts for the pretense, link up, we can sync up. And in the field off the long snap, make a big talk, let it sink in. To the whole squad, get a ring ting. Let the ops hella sting then. Reaching life, feeling like another ended repeat of the weekend. Believe it, yeah. Wait. Switch up how I breathe, every time I see it, yeah. Knowing what you want, I know just what you need, yeah, yeah. Here's the thing, I got you falling through for the weekend. Since I put it down, how you need it. Bet I make it hard, don't wanna leave it. Switch up how I breathe, every time I see it, yeah. Knowing what you want, I know just what you need, yeah, yeah. Here's the thing, I got you falling through for the weekend. Since I put it down, how you need it. Bet I make it hard, don't wanna leave it. Ooh, baby, it's like the world is on our side. Nothing can bring me down tonight. And ooh, baby,
Oh, start singing.
together you and I, your touch sends
Yeah.
chills down my spine.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Almost forgot to say it.
I'm about to say, man, I was like, whoa, there's a hesitation in the good mornings this morning. What is happening? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. Today is Monday. It is May 3rd, 2021. We made it to May, brother. We are 5 months into the 2021.
Man, these 5 months went by quick as hell, Ben. Do you realize that, dude?
Bruh, they have gone by so fast. I'm still having flashbacks of like February and I'm still thinking we're in the middle of February. And here we are. I'm about to turn 41 here in a few weeks here. My birthday's in June, so
Ben.
I'm about to be an old man here in a minute, man.
That's right. You know, because of your birthday, this is basically what got me here, sir. So yeah, it's a big ass celebration for you.
That's right. That was the first time we had you come through. You came through for my birthday and you DJ'd the party and the after party. And yeah, that's what's up. Well, man,
that's where it started at, man. Shout out to you.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Well, let's talk to the audience real quick before we get into the news and politics. Good morning, everybody on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, stream, everywhere that you're locked in. We appreciate you watching us this morning. I'm going to be real quick with this. We need your help. We need your support. I need you to go become a patron. We are building something here, and it is a work in progress. It's not finished, but I promise you, when we get this thing to where it's going to be, we're going to change. Dude, we're going to do our thing. James, right. We're going to be speaking to enough people to have the impact that needs to be had. This has never been about, to be sure, I'm not a media person. I'm not like a journalist. I'm just a dude who got something to say, who turn on the microphone and start saying it. Right.
Right.
And then I realized, there's people who need to hear or appreciate what I have to say. And now I know what has to be said at a level of reach that we are capable of getting. Yeah. But we can't do it without you. We need 500 patrons. And if you're watching this, whether you're watching it on play or repeat, I need you to help support what we're doing. Here until this point, like we tell you every day to go become a patron. We say that every day, right? But I'm making a personal appeal to all of you because we are doing something here that we can really have some serious impact once we get it structured and settled in, and the cement starts to rest and settle in, and you see what we've been trying to put together here. It's still a work in progress, and we're going to get there. Rebecca's going to be joining us here shortly, and we'll get the all the news and politics going. But I'd be remiss, as the old folks say, I'd be remiss if I didn't just tell you very directly that we need your help. We need your support. We need you to go become a patron at any level that you can become a patron. Patreon.com/like it or not. If you're a patron of the Benjamin Dixon Show, stay a patron of the Benjamin Dixon Show, right? I'm still putting out, I'll be putting out podcasts separately so that you guys can hear me just go on my rants for 30 minutes straight, right? We'll keep all those things going. But most importantly, what we're trying to cultivate here is a community that can spread the word about everything that we're talking about, because we're not, listen, you can go get the news updates anywhere, right, James? You can, if you come here just looking for the news, you may as well go on over to CNN and MSNBC and just see what's happening. But every single person that we have on the show, every person that we bring on, they're delivering a core message that folks need to hear. And we're just wrapping it in news. We're going to be wrapping it in joy. Y'all know what we're trying to do. So I'm just making that appeal this morning. You know how you watch NPR or you listen to NPR and then all of a sudden they have like an entire week long of begging you for money. I'm not going to do it all week long, but I am going to make the appeal one more time this morning. Patreon.com/like it or not. All right. That said, James, you ready to get into some of this news, man?
Yeah, man, let's get to it real quick to pick you off again, y'all. Yes, please.
Go.
Hey, if you want Rebecca and I to make sure that we stay here and stay around and we're able to bring you all of this stuff, and you still want to hear the voice of God, yes, become a patron today. You too can sponsor the Like It or Not
Two
show
children
for 50 cents a day. Stop playing. But no, for real, y'all, make sure y'all go join Like It or Not, patreon.com/like it or not. Y'all get there, go do it. Love y'all media. Okay?
Hey, listen, and folks who don't know, the voice of God is Dwayne. Dwayne is in the background. He's the one who's throwing all the switches that makes us look. He makes us look even more professional than our cameras. Like he takes our cameras, he throws it into the thing, and he got the thing swooshing and things moving in the background, the media coming up, and every now and then he just drops in and say, "Hey, listen, everybody, this is what I need y'all to know." Right. So that's who he's talking about.
Y'all know that
I thought that was him for real.
I think I do a pretty damn good Dwayne impersonation. That's all right.
Some pretty good impersonations, man. I think we need to work on our sketch. You do Donald Trump one day. I'm gonna do Barack Obama. We do a couple of skits here.
Let's get some talents,
some impersonation talents. All right.
Right.
So we obviously we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and with that kind of news, it's always difficult to discuss the number of people who have been affected and have died from COVID-19 in this country. But it is part of what we have to do here. The number of daily coronaviruses still in India crossed 400,000 for the first time, the highest for any nation. President Joe Biden has banned travel from India to the United States while offering medical supplies. In the United States, weekly infections were at the lowest level since mid-October. New York State reported the fewest daily deaths in more than 5 months. As of May 1st, 796,679 new cases have been reported worldwide, with 3.197 million people having lost their lives across the globe. 1 billion doses of over 1 billion doses of vaccine have been administered globally. In the United States, we have reported 44,000 new cases, making our total count 32.4 million cases with 576,000 deaths. At least 146 million have received their first dose of the COVID vaccine, and while 103.4 million have been fully vaccinated. So we're making progress here in the United States, but it is still very much so a pandemic, and we need to, as the old folks say, govern ourselves accordingly. Miami Center Academy, had to be Miami, Florida, has been gaining a lot of attention lately with their conspiracy theories and open opinions of COVID-19, but odd behavior isn't anything new for the husband of wife founders. During the school's first open house, they pledged to mold their students into, quote, emotional ninjas. In the background of all this passionate speech were windows covered to shield everyone inside from the potential radiation from 5G cell towers. Then there were non-disclosure agreements required from employees who wanted to quit or parents who wanted to withdraw their schools. So when Center sent an email last week warning staff at the private schools' 2 campuses not to take the coronavirus vaccine in the process of spreading misinformation about drug safety and raising questions about whether the school is violating the rights of employees to seek health care involved with the schools, they were obviously surprised. Mark Richard, an attorney who represents the United Teachers Union of Dade, United Faculty in Miami-Dade College, said a policy that bars employees from taking the vaccine could violate the Americans with Disabilities Act, as it interferes with the right to get medical treatment, especially for employees who are at higher risk. So we covered this last week, and this is the same school that told their employees that they should not take the vaccine. And I want to read, Dwayne, do me a favor and bring that quote back on the screen, because I want to read that again for the audience, because I want them to see very clearly. It says, until further notice, we ask any employee who has not yet taken the experimental COVID-19 injection to wait until the end of the school year. We also recommended that all faculty and staff hold off on taking the injection until there's further research available on whether this experimental drug is impacting unvaccinated individuals. Now, we read that to you last week, but I wanted to give you this update because of the level of absurdity of what's going on and what is possibly, James, I believe, is one of the underlying factors that is not only undermining our ability to get out of COVID, but it is also a level of ignorance and stupidity that is cherished in this country. It's almost like we reward the very worst in human nature. We reward greed with capitalism, right? We discuss that all the time. But in this case, here are people who are in charge of educating children, and they are able to get away with being the absolute worst in terms of spreading misinformation and disinformation in this case, with putting their own children and their staff at risk. They're saying it's in the name of science because they want to make sure that this experimental drug doesn't hurt people who have been unvaccinated. And it's like at every level, it's a level of ignorance and absurdity. But yet, these are the people who are in charge, man. Like, do you ever wake? I wake up some mornings and I'm like, this is terrifying to think that I got more sense than the people who are running this country sometimes. You know, I got more sense than the people teaching some of our kids. And I definitely got more sense than a lot of these people who got all the money to make all the changes. But dude, these are the people who are in charge. And at this school, they're the people who run and operate the school, putting these children's lives at risk. And you know, James, you know, it just had to happen in Miami, Florida, man.
Of course it had happened in Florida, man. And that's so crazy because they're like experimental. Like, y'all do realize, right? This is the SARS, what is it? SARS-2 COVID version, whatever it is. So there was already basically vaccines and trials already in the works. So when this new variant came along and started doing this rampage with this new pandemic or whatever, so finding a vaccine wasn't as difficult. I'm not gonna say it wasn't as difficult, but we had a lot of the information already to get the vaccine.
There's science there.
Make it right. It's science. Yeah. So for them to say that, and Ben, did I hear you say that they put up paper to block out
the 5G radiation, bro?
At the school, man?
Dude, they put up because as we all know, paper stops radiation. Right? You know,
like
never mind, you know, the need for 6 foot thick lead or, you know, hazmat suits or, you know, environmental suits. Never mind that. We're just gonna put some paper up because that's gonna stop it. And when I was in that story, I'm like, dude, they're mixing up their this COVID-19 has broken a lot of minds.
So for everybody that's listening, I put up a white piece of paper to shield me from the radiation from the light that I have in my face right now. Okay, so granted, it's still damn there. Just saying. IJS. But I digress, man. My bad. Continue, sir.
No, man. No, but they're mixing up. Like COVID has broken. It makes that much sense, though. I mean, really, literally. COVID has. I'm not going to say it broke the minds of Americans. It exposed just how ignorance can abound, man. Like when nobody can tell you nothing, and when anybody has a platform, everybody could cut on a camera, much like we're doing, right? We just cut on this camera and we get out here and we present ourselves as authorities on the different issues, right? But so too, there's an entire segment of America that has the ability to cut on, and society in general, not just America, they cut on the camera and they start saying stuff. And because they say it with the level of confidence, people believe them. And in COVID, we've seen like the merger of so many different obsessions and derangements and misinformation. And they are managing to combine the worst of all of it. Because now they're like, the vaccine is bad. The vaccine has a tracking device. The vaccine has the mark of the beast. The vaccine causes 5G radiation. Oh no, that's the cell phone tower. It's going to, oh, the cell phone tower, that's what's giving you COVID. Like, it's all of the stupid things at the same time that are being exposed by COVID-19. And so where, like, when COVID-19 first came around, most of my coverage was about how it exposed the government, because it really has exposed the fact that this government doesn't care about us. Like, I mean, they're still trying to open up schools and kids aren't vaccinated and children are dying from this. Maybe not at a rate that the government cares about. Maybe it's in the margin of error that they're comfortable with, like 0.01%. But yeah, I don't want my kids to be that 0.01%, right. But that's just another example of how this government really has failed us in COVID-19, both the Trump administration, the Biden administration. They're doing better in terms of their language and how they're positioning themselves and how they are addressing it, but they're still trying to open up schools. And thankfully, I think I heard Joe Biden over the weekend said he's gonna pump the brakes on that, right?
Good, okay.
But overall, this government, and the fact that we're getting very close to 600,000 people being dead, it's a complete and total abject failure. Now, that's what COVID exposed very clearly, but it also exposed that the population, we got some dummies out here, bro.
A whole lot of them, bro.
We got a lot of stupid people in this country. And we have grifters who are more than happy to take advantage of their ignorance or their naivete or they're not wired to process, or they're not critical thinkers. Like, I don't want to just call them stupid. It could be any number of things. Some of it is intentional. Some of them are intentionally obtuse, but there are enough misinformation, disinformation agents and people who just cut on a microphone and cut on a camera and get out there and tell you that the 5G towers is going to kill you and the mark of the beast is in the vaccine. And they get enough views for that to become a part of how we think in this country. And so now we're dealing at a level where there's so many people in this country who absolutely are not thinking clearly, man. They're not thinking clearly about how we approach this vaccine, how we approach COVID-19 in general. They're not thinking clearly. And there's plenty of information out there, disinformation out there, that's going to guarantee that it confirms the very worst idea they came up with. And so now we see this manifest down in Miami. They're like, and it's not just some random Florida person. It's people who run an entire damn school. They run the school. And now they are putting up paper to protect themselves from 5G radiation. Okay. And now they're telling people not to get vaccinated. And these are the people who have power over communities. These are the people who are like pastors over churches. These are the people who are like elected officials, because that stupidity is not, the politicians are obviously not immune to that level of ignorance because they're drenched in it. But dude, James, these are the people running our country. Mm-hmm. And some of the people who are telling the truth, like us, we got like 500 people watching on a good day.
On a good day, right?
The ignorance spreads so much faster than the truth. which is why we need you to go to patreon.com/like it or not so we can spread the truth.
I like how you did that. That was a good one. That was a good one too.
I'm so serious though.
Right. Mara in the chat was saying that the one about the nanotechnology being in the vaccine to change the DNA or whatever. I just want y'all to know ain't nothing happened to me. I ain't got no superpowers yet, so I guess it didn't work.
I wish. Do something creative, man.
Flying around here all over the place. What you talking about?
Just give me I don't know what superpower. Okay, so if you were a superhero, you would have like flying powers, right?
Give me super strength of flying, but I think I'll just be good with the flying, man. Maybe telekinesis. Man. Maybe telekinesis.
Telekinesis is good. I don't know what superpower I would have. But I'd be dangerous. Don't give me any superpowers because I'm a crazy dude.
Then gonna be mastermind. Like, no, don't do it.
Bro. I'm gonna be turning the dark side around here. Anyway, I digress. The point. Let's go to some more news. And speaking of ignorance and disingenuousness, Stephen Miller. On Sunday, Stephen Miller appeared on Fox News with host Maria Bartiromo, however you pronounce her name, to discuss why he's suing the Biden administration on behalf of white people. The summary of it is Miller says that it's unlawful for the Biden administration to allocate $5 billion to black farmers who had been denied federal aid due to discrimination in the past. I want you to understand that very clearly. What President Biden is doing, he's allocating $5 billion to black farmers who in the past have been denied federal aid due to discrimination. Stephen Miller says that this is unlawful. He also discusses the policy of catch and release, but I want us to focus in on his attempt to sue the Biden administration on behalf of white people. Let's take a look at it.
And I am back with former White House senior advisor Stephen Miller. Stephen, tell us about the lawsuit, the two lawsuits that you recently filed. You are also the outside counsel and partnering with AG Paxton on the catch and release situation. Walk us through it.
Yeah, so we filed two lawsuits. One lawsuit to ensure that farm aid is delivered irrespective of one's race and ethnicity. The Biden administration has specifically excluded people solely based on skin color. That's outrageous.
Now, friend and sister of the show, Anoa Changa, said in an article on News One, she noted that during the Trump administration, white farmers overwhelmingly benefit from the federal aid programs. Almost all of the $26 billion in pandemic-related aid administered by the Trump administration went to white farmers. This includes up to $14 billion set aside last fall for certain types of producers, including corn and dairy farmers. Now, before the passage of the debt relief for socially disadvantaged farmers, only 0.1% of pandemic aid went to black farmers. Stephen Miller is saying that by Joe Biden trying to correct a wrong, that Joe Biden is committing a wrong. He's saying that Joe Biden's attempt, I can't say Biden. I can't pronounce people's names. I'm saying like Biden, and I don't know what I'm saying. But in Joe Biden's attempt, I'm just going to use my country accent. Let's just go with it. His attempt to correct the discrimination that is historic and documented. We got the receipts of the discrimination. Stephen Miller saying that itself is discrimination. And so what they are setting the precedent for, what they're saying is that the attempt to correct historical wrongs that were based and committed on racism is itself racism. He's going to appeal. And now, he actually may win this case, despite the absurdity of it all. One, because Donald Trump has packed the federal judiciary up and down. And so he has he literally has people who are going to be deciding on this case at whatever level of appeals it has to go to, people who Stephen Miller has had some contact with, because Donald Trump appointed so many federal judges. That said, the argument is that if you try to correct racism, it is racism. What does that do? That absolutely leaves everything as it is. It makes it impossible for us to address historical wrong, which it sets the foundation to undermine our fight for reparations. Because as we all know on this show, this country owes black people because we built it. And y'all ain't gave us nothing. We've had to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. If you want to see people who pull themselves up by the bootstraps Take a look at Mary McLeod Bethune, who started a school with what, $2.50.
$1.50.
We've been
$1.50.
$1.50. My man, that's what I got you here for. The fact, though, and thank you for Wildcat, because the Wildcat Nation was gonna come from my head there. But the point is, I knew it was a lot. It wasn't no. It was less. It was so little, and we have had so little in this country. And what Stephen Miller is trying to be on the forefront of is saying that any attempt to rectify historical wrongs that were committed because of racism is itself racism. And you know what? There probably will be a court to agree with them. There probably going to be a lot of people who agree, because this is now their thing. Now their thing is this. Oh, you can't talk about racism because talking about racism is racist. Oh, you can't help black people in this country because targeting people to give them a benefit is based on their race is racism. So now they consider themselves. You even got some of these I want to call them subhuman racists, like Nick Fuentes. He thinks he's white, but your last name betrays you, Nick. He considers himself a civil rights advocate. And the way they consider themselves civil rights advocate is because now they're saying, oh, black folks are trying to get some equity in this country. Gay people are trying to get some equity in this country. Muslims are trying to get some equity in this country. Well, the attempt to get equity in this country is an affront to our civil rights as white people. And so they present themselves in the national conversation as though they are civil rights advocates. But what they're doing is they're trying to weaponize our fight for civil rights as a tool to keep us from getting equity in this country. You see that game? You see how that little jujitsu, that little judo, racist judo that they're doing? They're shifting the weight of the argument in this country, taking our arguments and now saying that because we have set the precedent for civil rights in this country, that all men are created, all men, non-gender conforming individuals are created equal, all those kind of things. If we make any attempt to fix the wrongs in the past, then that itself is the grossest form of racism that we could have in this country. And you know what? That's the argument that they're running with, and it's going to win with a lot of people, but we'll see. We shall see. That said, I digress. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a reality. Take us to a break, man.
Yeah,
when we come back, we got a whole lot more likely than not to cover news, politics, and everything else. We'll be right back after this.
I said I wasn't gonna play this shit. We're gonna wait to play that so I can get these patrons read off. Good morning again, everybody. Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Sensation. Good morning to my daddy too, y'all. Keep forgetting my daddy. I know he's listening as well, y'all. Shout out to everybody that's checking us out this morning. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Like It or Not Show. Instagram and Facebook, Like It or Not Show. And as always, make sure that you support and become a patron, y'all. We love you. We appreciate it. All right, y'all. Let's get into some of these new patrons. Let's see here.
Money bags, snap back like a rubber band. Pretty thing with a suntan, make it bounce back.
All right. Our new patrons for Monday morning, we have Toya S, Sarah Q, Paul H. We have Dusty Torres, who subscribed with Prime, Anna Sierra, who subscribed with Prime, and also C Snipe 24, who subscribed for 4 months with Prime, y'all. Thank y'all so much to the new patrons, y'all. You too can become a patron as well too of the show. Patreon.com, Like It or Not. Patreon.com/Like It or Not, y'all. Support. Love you, mean it, y'all. Shout out to everybody this morning that's in the chat room. I see y'all. Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
Knowing what you want, I know just what you need, yeah. Here's the thing, I got you falling new for the weekend. Since I put it down, how you need it? Said I'll make it all, don't wanna leave.
Oh yeah, now this is what I was trying to get to. Shout out to everybody. Good morning, Alicia, Goku, Chuck, Diesel. Don't break anything, sir. Good morning, good morning.
Ooh, baby, it's like the world is on our side.
On and on. Good morning, good morning. Courtney, Lisa, good morning, y'all. Melanie, good morning.
And ooh, baby, when we it together, you and I. Your touch sends chills down my spine. Alright, hey, I got a brand new loving. Take me away, girl, to a new level. It's 7 on earth, on earth.
Shout out to Sensation. He says, "Happy birthday, happy birthday, Mama Gwen. What's your cash out so I can send you a birthday gift?" Look at Sensation. This is okay. Good morning, Courtney. Good morning.
People would travel far and wide.
It's Truth the Dragons. He said it's a lullaby. I'm taking long bleeds. Christopher Shaw, I appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you.
Baby,
Nat A, good morning.
wherever we go, I'm on cloud 9, so high.
She had a whole attitude, didn't she?
I got a
Can y'all hear me?
Take me away, girl, to a new level. It's
Esther, good morning. Esther.
I found an angel. Ooh, I found my angel. Come on. I found my angel. Ooh.
Tyler, good morning. Good morning, Tyler. We hope you had a good birthday, sir.
I got a brand new love. You take me away, girl, to a new level. It's 7 on
Mark S, get Merton. Brenda, good morning, Brenda. Shout out to everybody that's streaming on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere that you're going now, y'all. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in.
I found an
I can't stand y'all. Y'all, my mama dropped the Cash App in the chat, and guess what her Cash App is? Granny drawers. Y'all, let's get back to some more Like It or Not. But before that, y'all, I want y'all to look at this video. Just that's all I'm gonna say. Look at this. Watch this.
Just because I do not want critical race theory taught to my children in school does not mean that I'm a racist, damn it.
Because I don't go to school. Why you bopping, girl?
Hey, Rebecca. Morning. How you doing?
Rebecca.
I just wanted to play that clip. I don't even know who she is. But she's at a town hall meeting this weekend, and they're focusing on critical race theory. And she's like, just because I don't want my kids taught critical race theory in school doesn't mean I'm a racist. No, yeah, it does. It basically does. It does, because all critical race theory is essentially just helping people to understand the fundamental nature of white supremacy in this country. And the fact that people are fighting so hard, it's trending on Twitter right now. And there's so many people who are trying to fight back against the ability of universities to even offer courses in critical race theory. Like ain't nobody teaching it at the high school, elementary school level. They're talking about universities being able to offer courses in critical race theory. And you got all these white folks around the country who are like, along with some of their useful idiots who have the same shade as we do, who are acting like the idea of teaching people about racism is itself racism. And that's what she's crying about, Rebecca and James. What y'all think?
White folks, listen, good morning, everyone. Nice to see you guys. It's, it's a gloomy day out here. I feel that those people who don't want the truth to be told to their kids are, protectors of white supremacy. And it's not because they don't want their kids to know. No, it is because they don't want their kids to know.
They don't want their kids to know.
They don't want their kids to know the truth. And so and what I was going to say was that it's not because they don't want their kids to know because of, oh, they're too young, They just really don't want their kids to know, period, what the truth is about people who look like them and what they've done here and around the world. My God. So it's like, I don't know, like teaching kids about true history and what's really happening and what's really happened. It's going to let them understand that, dang, I come from either, I come from this and I can make a change here. You don't know what it could bring.
Right.
White folks will coddle and try to make it seem like they've never done a thing. Racism was 400 some years ago.
Right.
Slavery, our family didn't have anything to do with slavery.
Right.
We were indentured slaves ourselves. They like those stories. They like those storylines. And, Christopher Columbus did what he had to do. And that's why we have America today. So that's what they want to keep us focused on. Here, it's actually in Georgia. Every time I go hiking up the mountains, I'll be at Stone Mountain and I'll be at the Kennesaw Mountain. Black folks always call things the Kroger, the Winn-Dixie, the Kennesaw Mountain. I go to and I'll hike and I'll see those monuments left, the Confederacy and things like that. And I'll be looking like, this wasn't even yours to fight for, my God. But, and they'll be trying to make it something that it's not. And in the beginning, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is incredible. But you know what I would do when I first started hiking there, I would go and do my own research and learn about what happened there and then realize what was really going on in those areas, the mills that used to be there, like the one in Roswell, and the history with that and the slaves and it's just all kinds of crazy. Okay. So yeah, it's interesting when you really learn about these monuments and what they really stand for and what they're really about and who really was owning that territory and that land. But these white folks and, these Karens and these soccer moms, it's
really the same folks who marched up the steps of the Capitol. I guarantee
same
you.
Folks. Same lady that got a fist to the face for disrespecting a Black woman. So,
they gonna learn. I want to read this quick definition. So if anybody needs like a precise definition of critical race theory, it is an academic movement of civil rights scholars and activists in the United States who seek to critically examine the law as it intersects with the issues of race and to challenge mainstream approaches to racial justice. I'm sorry. What's the problem with that? The problem is that they don't want this system to change one bit. That's the bottom line. Let's just start there. Their complaints about critical race theory is a tool itself to ensure that we never rectify the problem of white supremacy in this country. Period. That's what it is. And so they hype up critical race theory to be something that it's not. Because one thing, it's not being taught at the school level, at the grade school level. It's in universities. But you can't make people really afraid of something that's happening at universities, right? And then so they say, okay, well, they're going to be teaching your kids. You see how they generalize that, right? They go from teaching your college-age kids and they generalize it and say, we're going to be teaching your kids. And now you have Fox News and everyone talk, oh, they're teaching your kids that they are the oppressor. That's not what this is. It's not what we teaching them is that this is a system of oppression that fundamentally targets Black people and brown people and people of color, but specifically Black people. It is a system of oppression, but you are not yourself an oppressor unless you actively participate in that oppression. Are you a beneficiary of white supremacy and white privilege? Well, yeah. I mean, just like I don't have to worry about like none of the problems that women have to worry about because they are women, because I'm not a woman. And so I have male privilege in that way. Does that mean that does that shake the foundations of my world? And all of a sudden, I think because we do something for women because of what they face in this country, specifically that it's an affront to men. Well, talk to the men's rights advocates, because they a lot of them really do believe that. They fundamentally believe that if you roll back any level of their power, that is oppression to them. And so when they say critical race theory, that's all they're saying is like, I don't want this taught in my schools. Nobody trying to teach it to your little raggedy kid, Karen. Nobody trying to teach that to your kid till they get to the university and they could take a course themselves. But that doesn't sell on Fox News, and that doesn't help keep and protect their power. What they're trying to do is kill this movement of people really understanding how race intersects in this country, and they're trying to kill it in its inception before it gets any further, because that means if we fix the problem, like we talked about Stephen Miller, if you fix the problem of the discrimination that these farmers have faced in funding, that means you need to give them money. And they don't want that money going to black farmers. They want that money staying with the white farmers. That's what's going on right here. So.
That's on period.
That's on Mary Had a Lamb.
That's it. Listen.
Y'all want to see something stupid? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see something. Is it funny or is it like stupid?
Oh, it's funny.
Make me angry. Okay.
It's going to make you angry, but it's also going to make you laugh. I want you to take a look at this clip. This dude's name is Kelvin Dingle.
That in itself.
His name, his cop name on his shirt, on his badge, you're gonna see he's called Major Dingle. Now wait till you hear what this clown had to say. Let's take a look at it.
I wake up every morning and kiss my family goodbye, knowing that there's a possibility I won't come home. I am tired of every time I wake up in the morning, there's someone else polarizing the fact that maybe law enforcement is just not a good thing. All of us are not bad. I am not as they are. Most of us are not. There are bad people in every career. I'm so goddamn tired. Tired.
That's what you get.
He got more.
I give everything.
I honestly think he added the music. I honestly think he added the music.
It was the church. It was the church voice for me. Tired. What? Where did you? How? Why?
Because you know he's somebody preaching.
Yeah, and it's funny because so he was mad because he's a cop and everybody's saying that all
people like cops are bad or whatever. Yeah,
so let me tell y'all, because a quick story. That was a story. I have a friend who I grew up with. Every time we go out, that's my dance buddy. I'll be like, kill it. We always be killing it, right? And he became a cop maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And he is now like a lieutenant. And
is he a Major Dingle? No, I'm sorry.
He could actually, he appeared as one, or he definitely was in the same emotion when Breonna Taylor and George Floyd had the outrage over that. And we were saying abolish, or at the time it was defund the police, right? Yeah. And everybody was like, defund, this can't be happening. It's, whatever. He gets on there and was like, one thing about it is, all that talk y'all doing. And this is my same, I was going to say his name, but my same old friend, the one that used to be like Wu-Tang with an A, every time we go out, bop with your boy, just dancing, compa, everything. Like, that is my friend. But he done told these people, I don't know what kind of energy, that cop energy, it just takes over. He done told the people on his friends list, on the people's Facebook, and he said to those people, family and friends, he said, I don't care what it is. I don't care whatever y'all talking about, but just know all that talk y'all doing about cops, come say it to my face.
Oh, I will. Hey, where he at?
And
I'm just saying, like,
that irks my soul so much.
It took me back. It was like, essentially the same way he's saying that all cops aren't the same, but the way that he was saying it was like, like y'all keep coming at me saying defund the police, or what am I saying, or what am I doing? But all that talk y'all doing, come say that same stuff to me as a cop. And he's a whole lieutenant. And I was like, should I send this over to his where he works, his department? But I'm like, that's my friend. That he been my friend. And I didn't want to do him like that though. So I kind of quietly sent him a message, and I was like, that post is disrespectful. And he was like, everybody being disrespectful about cops. And I was like, before you became one, you were on that side too. So just remember that you have a duty as a cop, not to be that way, but also not to forget how it felt being Black driving down 95. Right. So
how it felt to be black driving down I-95, because soon they put on that uniform, they seem to be like, yeah, oh, I'm a cop now, and we gotta wrangle these black folks because that officer Dingle, Major Dingle in that video, dude lost his damn mind. He really thinks somebody's supposed to. You chose that career, bruh.
Right. And not all of them might not be bad, but you like the story that Rebecca just said, that's the part that kills me, because y'all know what it was like. Y'all put that uniform on and y'all basically become them. Like literally, when I say them, you know what I'm talking about. The real meaning of what the word police was.
Yeah.
That's the
overseers. And it's funny because like they all you put the uniform on and it's like you just become that. Like you abuse authority. You think that everybody should be bowing at your feet when you pull up on them behind them to scare them, or when you take the red light and there's no emergency, or when like you're walking on foot behind somebody, there's nothing happening, but you feel like because they looked at you wrong or whatever, you can now pull out your cop powers, you know what I mean, and have a knee on somebody's neck. Like it's all just too much. And no matter if they're black or white, they all walk in that particular, like, they think they have that power.
That same blue line, that same blue, they black or white, they blue.
Thin blue line, they will walk right on it, that thin blue line, but they don't understand once they take off that uniform, you're just a black man. Yep. Or you could have the uniform on, my goodness.
Come on.
And still be treated that way.
How many times have we seen undercover agents I've seen too many stories of officers who are either off duty or undercover who are black, and they get profiled just like a regular black person. And this officer, I tweeted back at him. I said, bro, if you don't go take your blood pressure meds and go sit down somewhere and retire, because these cops would do to you the same thing that is being done to everybody else with no hesitation. And for him, people do anything for clout, right? Yep. He's like, oh, I'm gonna put this video. The original video had him. I'm pretty sure the music was playing in the background, so he was really feeling himself. He was in the moment. I'm so tired.
And
I'm like, they added that music. Somebody added that music.
Nah, bro. I think he's that dramatic. Good, oh, okay. I think he really was feeling himself as though, and he's gonna get all the props, but check where he get the props from. See, this is why you got to be careful not to be excited just because some people applaud you, because you got to wonder who's applauding you. The people who are applauding him are the white supremacists who marched up the steps on January 6th, right? Because they all the same. I don't care if you were there or if you weren't there, you still part of them. All y'all marched up those steps on January 6th. Every single one of y'all racist, white supremacists, Donald Trump supporters, conservatives fighting against critical race theory. Every one of y'all is the same, right? And those are the people who are celebrating this brother and tweeting him, retweeting. He got 1 million views. I guarantee you, you get that rush of getting 1 million views. I guarantee you, he's sitting in his car right now thinking, what can I say next? What music can I play in the background next so that I can keep that going? And then he's going to find himself performing just like Candace Owens, just like Paul, Denard? I can't think of his first name. Paris Denard. All these black conservatives who are out there performing for these cliques because they got applauded, but you got applauded by the people who would kill you once you take that uniform off, brother. So.
Hello, is somebody there? Is somebody home? Who's on the other line? Shirley, this is what?
Shirley. Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. Hello, Shirley. This is Barbara. Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley.
Yeah. Shirley, this is Barbara.
Anyway. I know you don't know me.
But I know you. Why do we all know that? Oh my goodness. Hey, if y'all know that in the audience, put it in the chat room, put it in the comment section. All right. And these are the same people. The people applauding that Major Dingle. Bro, if my name was Dingle, I just would lay low. I would change my name.
Professor Dingle, Mr. Dingle.
Professor Dingle. Pastor Dingle.
You know what? Dingle is from what's that show? Reno 911. I think his name is Officer Dingle. Yeah. He wore the real short shorts. I think it was Officer Dingle.
Oh, I can see that. You see? Goodness. There's a reason why he was.
It was.
I could definitely see
it. Was Dingle.
Dang, that's a joke in itself now. Now that makes it
is. Major Dingle.
if my name was Major Dingle, I think it's Dangle, but Dingle is good. Yo, I'm not trying to go viral. If my name was Major Dangle, and that's all they see, like, bro, cover up your name because you could have gone viral without them knowing your name. But he wanted them to see. He proud of him being Major Dangle, and he put that sad music in the background. But anyway, the people who applaud and sharing that video, they are a part of the 70% of Republicans who still think Joe Biden lost in 2020. According to a recent poll commissioned by CNN, 70% of Republicans do not think Joe Biden won enough votes to be the president. Also, according to this recent poll, 46% of Americans feel that election rules are not strict enough to prevent illegal votes from being cast, while 45% say the bigger issue is that the rules make it too difficult for eligible citizens who want to vote to cast a ballot. These two numbers are within the margin of error, so it's a statistical tie. And that's terrifying when you have basically half of this country who believes in the big lie that Donald Trump has been pushing, right? That there is something wrong with our voting system and that it allows people to vote illegally. That is the lie that they are coalescing around, and that's what they are absolutely trying to build these laws on across the country. We see the voter suppression laws that are happening here in the state of Georgia. And so to have that high percentage of people who actually believe that it is true, they believe as a statement of truth, even though it is false, they believe that it is too easy to vote in this country for illegal people to vote. Well, let's take a look at this clip of CNN correspondent Dan O'Sullivan as he discusses these findings, and also had an interview with an Arizona Republican who also said that he does not believe Joe Biden is the duly elected president of the United States.
This conspiracy theory has been 70% of Republicans do not believe that Joe Biden had enough votes to win the presidency, that he didn't legitimately win the election, essentially. I mean, it's really quite remarkable when you think, when you see that number. As you mentioned, in Arizona right now, votes have been checked and checked and checked again. This so-called audit, which has been described as farcical, essentially, even by Republican election officials in that state, is still giving some Trump supporters online and offline, the false sense of hope that the election could still be overturned. I met one this week in Texas. Have a listen. Were you disappointed when Trump lost the election?
I was disappointed in the lack of truth and the election fraud that took place within it. And it's coming out right now in Arizona, and it's going to be a domino effect to the truth that's moving forward. What happens after that, I don't know, but I know that the truth is there's only so many voters that are in one county that can vote, and the numbers far exceed that. It's common sense mathematics.
But there's no way now that the 2020 election result could change, right?
I'm not making that call. It's not my call. But if we'll see what the institution decides once the truth comes out.
And Jim, look, this is silly stuff, frankly. I mean, but it can't be ignored, unfortunately. These are the exact same conspiracy theories that helped fuel the January 6th insurrection.
And Johnny, let's turn to Florida. Even though
as silly as it is, it can't be ignored. On CBS's Face the Nation with John Dickerson, Republican senator from South Carolina, was asked about that 70% number and how Republicans can have any common ground with Democrats if they legitimately believe that Joe Biden was not elected.
I want to get you on the record about one final thing, if I may, Senator. You talked about having an honest conversation about common sense and common ground. 70% of your party think that Joe Biden is illegitimate because the election was stolen. How do you have common ground with that belief?
Well, by moving on, the election is over. Joe Biden is a president of the United States.
The legitimate president.
And now what we have to wrestle with, of course he is. Well, now what we have to wrestle with is, can we spend $6 to $6.5 trillion and raise taxes by $4 to $4.5 trillion and create a better America? My answer is no, because the American government can't be responsible for everything.
Senator, thank you so much. We got to go there, and we'll be right back.
Now, in order to defend the recent voter suppression in Georgia, the bill in Georgia and elsewhere, as well as defend Republicans who believe that the election was illegitimate, former Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler appeared on Fox News with Neil Cavuto. It did not go as planned. Let's take a look at this.
making sure that everyone's voice is heard.
All right, so if we were having an investigation into that, it would be investigations after other investigations. This one more focused, I guess, on the behavior of Mr. Raffensperger. But you had charged that you want to probe into whether he used his office to advance his political interest. He was supporting you and your colleague. So how was that opposite what your interests were? You were both on the same page.
That's not exactly correct. I mean, look, he's our top elections official. He's not a partisan official per se, but my focus is not sweeping this.
But he wasn't for your opponent, right, Senator? He was for you. He was for Senator Perdue. And
well,
so
look,
what would be in his interest to sabotage that?
Not suggesting sabotage. I'm suggesting that Georgians don't trust voting right now, and he took actions that led to a lack of confidence.
So Republicans, Rebecca and James, Republicans are using this big lie to justify dozens of voter suppression bills across the country. And these bills are absolutely going to make it more difficult for Black folks to keep electing folks into power. And again, this is all a part of their long game. They got a strategy, man, and they're sticking with it.
Yeah, they are. And I say this, y'all, regardless of any laws they put in place, we have to be vigilant and we going to find ways. Yeah. Just like we always do, we gonna do this damn thing, regardless of what they say. As what the Black people say, irregardless.
What they say. Irregardless
of what they talk about.
Hey, I promise you, y'all might as well update the dictionary, because irregardless is
a word.
Irregardless of what you, irregardless if you like it or not. No, go ahead, Rebecca.
Irregardless if you like it or not, we gonna pull up every single time y'all try to put something in place for us to not go vote. The simple things that you guys put out, the harder things that you guys put out. Do you think that, and it's so stupid that we still gotta be, what is it, going through things that don't kill us but make us stronger? Yo, we talk about this all the time. I don't want to go through things that don't kill me but make me stronger. I just want to just chill.
Live, man.
I want to bask in the fact that we have the ability to vote, to actually, be okay and possibly mail in these ballots and, be all right and protect ourselves from the virus, or protect ourselves from the virus that is white supremacy. We didn't even get a second to enjoy it. We didn't. But we've come far than our ancestors. But at the same time, it's like they want to place us again in this box and make it so hard for us and make it so that we are exhausted and do not want to fight anymore. Whoa, that was a lot of lightning behind me. But yeah, so it's just like but we're still like Bubba said, and like we constantly stay on the show, and like Cliff Albright, who is an activist here, who comes on and lets us know that he gonna be fighting like nobody's business, like Representative Renetta Shannon. She's always gonna do the same thing. Representative Park Cannon, who was dragged out for wanting to see that man, Governor Kemp, sign those laws, and she wanted to look at him in his face and see that like I said, see Satan in his eyes, but was dragged out. But people are gonna be willing to put themselves in the way of danger and for the fight until it's no more. And we don't know when that day is gonna be. But we tired. Don't think that we're not tired. But don't think it's right. It's not that it's going to be so that we're so tired that we're not going to continue.
Exactly.
Right.
We
said a word then.
Yeah. Would you say we don't want to, just because something makes us stronger, don't mean we want to go through it. We shouldn't have to. And we tired of singing. We're tired of having to overcome. But we're gonna keep on overcoming. That's what we said last week.
When it stop. That song is just miserable in itself too. No offense. That's an OG
this
song.
Is right.
Okay, but singing it just makes me feel like it's just like we're dragging. Like, nah, we gotta be up. Then it's stuck, like something like that. But like
Alexa, play Up by Cardi B.
Anyway, all right. Listen, I got a couple more clips. Did it start playing? Oh, I thought it started playing. Okay.
Mine did. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on.
Well, I'm gonna go with this real quick.
Like heifer.
Y'all know CIA agents y'all got in y'all bedrooms, but I digress. hell, I guess I keep saying that, and then I realize the phone is worse than Alexa. So anyway, I got a couple of clips that I think everyone is going to find interesting, at least this first one. Mitt Romney attended a state party convention on Saturday where members voted on a resolution to censure him for voting to remove Trump from office. Okay, I want to set the stage. Now, I have to give him props for showing up, but Republicans are upset at this man because he voted to impeach. Well, he voted to remove Donald Trump during the impeachment trial. Obviously, that failed, but Republicans did not forget. As he approached the podium to deliver his address, you can hear a loud chorus of booing and yelling, and it only gets better from there. Let's take a look at it.
So what do you think about President Biden's first 100 days? Now, you know me as a person who says what he thinks, and I don't hide the fact that I wasn't a fan of our last president's character issues. And I'm also no fan. Aren't you embarrassed? And I'm also no fan of the...
Now, I have to give him props for standing there and taking that like a champ. But you also got to know when to fold him, Mitt Romney. He isn't the only prominent Republican being dragged for not 100% backing Donald Trump's election lies. On CNN, Jake Tapper asked Maine Senator Susan Collins if she thought it's dangerous to be a Republican like Liz Cheney, who, quote, tries to stand up for facts and truth regarding the election and insurrection. Susan Collins declined to answer the question. At least she didn't really answer the question. Let's take a look at it.
If you look at what's going on in the House among Republicans, I mean, some Republicans, including Kevin McCarthy and Steve Scalise, are attacking and trying to undermine Congresswoman Liz Cheney just for fist bumping Biden on the floor, also for speaking out against Trump's lies about the election. They're obviously also upset she voted to impeach the president. Is it politically dangerous to be a Republican like Liz Cheney, who tries to stand up for facts and truth regarding the election and the insurrection?
Liz Cheney is a woman of strength and conscience, and she did what she felt was right, and I salute her for that. We need to be accepting of differences in our party. We don't want to become like too much of the Democratic Party, which has been taken over by the progressive left. We need to have room for a variety of views, especially since we adhere to those core principles that I mentioned earlier.
After President Trump was impeached for the first time for urging Ukraine's president to investigate Joe Biden, you said that you hoped that the president had learned his lesson. Now, I know you said that was aspirational. But after Biden won, the president obviously attempted to overturn the legitimate election results. It culminated in the Capitol attack. Do you ever wonder?
So I don't know what she wonders there, but it did culminate in the attack, and actually culminate suggests that was the height of what they're attempting to do. I think culminate is the wrong word there, because I think that was just the beginning of what these Republicans and conservatives and Donald Trump supporters are trying to do. But finally, I want us to take a look at Wyoming Republican Senator John Barrasso, as he also spoke on ABC about Republicans like Liz Cheney. And he couldn't. And before we play this clip, I want to be sure Liz Cheney is garbage. I just need to put that on the record for everybody to know her politics are just as crappy, right? It's just that she acknowledges that Joe Biden is the president. And because she acknowledges that Joe Biden is the president, it creates this opportunity for Donald Trump supporters to attack her. The reason we're looking at these other officials who are afraid to even defend Liz Cheney, because they're not going to step out there for themselves, it's because they understand if they are not 100% in lockstep with Donald Trump, even though he's no longer the president, then their political future is is spotty at best. They know Donald Trump can have them removed, even though I think Susan Collins still has a couple of years left. But I digress. The point is, take a look at this next coward as he also sidesteps whether or not he's going to support Liz Cheney because she's now under attack because she's not 100% supportive of Donald Trump. Take a look.
Within your party, former President Trump continues his attacks on leaders you work closely with, including Mitch McConnell, including Liz Cheney there in Wyoming. How damaging is that, what the president is doing to your party?
Well, President Trump has a remarkable record of accomplishment in his administration. Working together, President Trump, along with Leader McConnell in the Senate, we were able to confirm 3 justices to the Supreme Court, conservative justices. We were able to rebuild the economy, cut taxes, eliminate regulations, rebuild the military. It was the strongest economy, really, in a generation.
But let's go back to Mitch McConnell and Liz Cheney. Some people are trying to get Liz Cheney out.
But we need to get beyond all of this and focus on the 2022 elections so that we can win back the House, win back the Senate, get united on the things on which we agree, and then successfully stop the far extreme efforts of this Biden administration and those that are taking the country towards socialism.
Okay.
Yeah. Can y'all, like, I know this is kind of in the weeds, politically speaking, but Donald Trump got so much power that the Republican Party that's in charge now, that are in office now, they can't even say they disagree with them. They can't even say that Joe Biden is the duly elected president without getting completely attacked by Donald Trump and his supporters. And they are scared. Every single one of these politicians is scared. What you think about it, Rebecca?
Look, like Bubba, crazy tail. No, it literally, to me, just shows us that they're just as dumb. They've been dumb, but they will keep this man in power when he's not in power. Why are people still keeping Donald Trump? And what deal did y'all sign with the devil is what I'm saying. That you still have to keep saying his name when he's not even in office anymore. It's okay, guys. Now, go back to being that other Republican that you were before he was in office. Try that. Because it's like at this point, why? What was it that? What's the hold that he has on you guys? And, knowing how sneaky and how Donald Trump may have some things in his pocket, maybe he has a lot on every single person and probably sent them an email on his last day in office saying, if y'all don't support me, this is what I'm going to do. You was over here on this time. You was doing this at this time. You was laundering money over here in this country. Y'all know you're out here doing all of this. So he probably has something on everybody to make them feel shook, or people feel like they need to keep him feeling like he's in control so that if he does decide to run or whatever, or put somebody else in his likeness to try to run, it'll all work out in his favor. So keep the support going, keep the Klan going, keep the cults out there, keep them pulling up. Instead of the insurrection, the terrorist attacks happening right there at the Capitol, they're going to move towards the White House. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it bigger and better. So doing this and then within the next 4 years of Biden and keeping it strong within his first term will and keeping the terrible conspiracy theories and rhetoric and wrong narratives that man did not win, no matter how much the numbers aren't lying. That man didn't win. And then creating these voter suppression laws because of that. This is all because of Donald Trump. This is him taking it to, Supreme Court and all fighting it. And then the Capitol situation happening and, him going on Fox News saying that he won fair and square. All of this, all of y'all gave him this platform. And that's why he feels like he is king to this day, because y'all still are giving it to him, even though he has no TV appearances. Nobody's really going to his press meetings, but we still getting the information some way, somewhat, because these people still believe in what he said.
70% of Republicans.
A whopping 70% of dumbasses.
70% of dumbasses do not believe that Joe Biden is the legitimate president. Y'all, that's dangerous, man. One thing I would. Yeah, James, get in there, because I'm about to say, man, they're going to tear this country apart with their stupidity.
Oh, yeah. That's all I was going to say is just like Trump. As I say all the time, like, why the hell are we still talking about him? Right? He's not even relevant. He's a joke. He's a damn joke. That's why I make fun of him all the time. Irregardless.
Hey, speaking of irregardless, so many people in the chat room said that it's a word now. I had to go check. Webster's dictionary has put it in. I think they're saying it's a non-traditional. is
So
a
now I
non-standard
can see
word.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
and
in
people
other
won't, but
words,
it's not in my
then it's
vocabulary
in the-
anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the Urban Dictionary. Then basically is what Webster is saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. Look,
Web says
every time
Web says is saying y'all gonna keep saying this word. So I never honestly that's one of the words I don't have a problem with. Like I have problems with plenty of other words because English is stupid. Like I'm sorry, English is one of the dumbest languages. Like
now that I think about it, that language is pretty much colonized as well. English colonized so many languages to get what it did.
Exactly, it's taken from everywhere.
Like they be like, this word derives from the Latin such and such, and this word derives from the French, and this word, and then but it's like some of y'all words derive probably from like Africans as well. Like come on now, y'all are really
it's just too many different ways. It's too many different ways to say like one vowel, man. Like, come on, it's just too much. It's just too much. So I think English is a substandard language, but I digress. The point is that
English ain't even all that. Like, it's not even like the language of love.
Well, we make it better, right?
French, and then what's really cool about English though? When you black and you're Black American,
American vernacular.
Yes, you can switch it up, and then when you're Haitian on top of it, then you can go into the hood accent, add all that, and then turn around and speak another language, and they'd be like, "How?" Because black people can speak other languages too. Like, stop being dumb. Like,
it's more efficient. This is what I say. This is what I say about whatever you want to call it, Ebonics or AAVE, African American vernacular. It's just more efficient. Y'all use too many syllables to say the simplest things. You got to have like 18 syllables, and we said we're gonna break that thing down to about 6. All right, so that it's just.
I'm finna go to the store. Thank you.
Really, Rebecca?
We said the same thing at the same time. I'm gonna go to the store because that is simple. Who is saying I'm gonna go to Walmart? No, I'm finna go to the store. Or I'm finna go to the Kroger. Or I'm finna go to, hey, it's easier.
We need to get finna put in the dictionary. It needs finna needs to be in there next.
F-I-N-N-A.
Hey, exactly. We all know how to spell it. It's literally F-I-N-N-A. I never will forget. We're gonna get ready to go to the after party. After party, we got a whole lot more videos.
That's a super
wait a minute. You see it, Rebecca, too?
I see money all the time.
Read a super chat, before I get my study.
All right. Tisha says, "Love you all. You are one of the very few who keep bringing the voter suppression laws to the forefront. The rest gave it initial coverage, but that seems to be it. They have already pushed some through in Florida." Yes, thank you so much for your super chat, child. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Look, I think it's Tasia.
Listen, we think Tasia. Hey, see, that's the thing. I be reading stuff, and I be wanting to read stuff the way I would read it, but then I'm like, nah, these white folks pronounce stuff weird, so you be like Taja or something. Nah,
yeah, look, Tasia. Is Tasia in the room? Tasia.
Exactly.
Tasia, man.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
But look, I never forget. This story isn't as funny as what we just got through saying, but I never forget. Like every time I saw one of my professors in my political science program, he would always say, "Good morning, Benjamin. How are you?" And I would be like, "How you doing?" And then it's like, and then he just every day he was like, "Benjamin, how are you?" And I'm like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, he's saying it differently." It took me a damn entire semester to unprogram myself from saying "how you doing" to saying "how are you." And every time I say it now, I'm like, why am I working this? Why am I using this many syllables when all I got to say is "how you doing"? That's the difference between English and African American AAVE, because it's just more efficient. Cut out some of them syllables and let's get to where we're going. And where we're going right now is the after party. Likeitoronot.com patreon.com/likeitoronot. We need you to become patrons. I said it at the top of the show. I'm going to say it at the end of the show. We need your support to continue doing what we are doing. We need 500 patrons. We're getting there slowly but surely. That is our first goal. 500 patrons. Go and become a patron at any level, but preferably some of them higher tiers are open to people too. Likeitoronot.com. Rebecca, get your last word, and then James, take us to the after party.
I hate that I'm not here for majority of the beginning of the show, but your contribution to our Patreon will get me further to becoming free and being right here with you guys every morning on time at 8:30 a.m. So a free Bubba, free Becca, head over, like Ben said, to patreon.com/like it or not. And for everybody who's going to the after party, free Ben Dixon. But Ben Dixon used to be a free man. I remember when we had that on your Twitter. I said, I aspire.
I aspire. Hello.
We go. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry. Finish, Rebecca. Go ahead.
No, but you guys meet us in the after party. Go ahead, James.
And real quick, Colin Sherbert sent the super chat, said the stove. It's code for we gonna spark up that lunch. Hey, you want to go to the stove?
Stove. Because anyway, who got time to say store? Who gonna go to the store for me? No. It takes effort. It takes a lot of effort. That's all I can say.
Well, growing up in the suburbs, you try like, hey, you want to go to the store? But then my black friend Warren Keisha at school, she'd be like, girl, we're gonna go to the store. And I knew the store was where they had the hot sausages and the pickled eggs and the chips, 25 cents. And the candy.
That was Omar's down in Pompano. I wonder if anybody from South Florida, Omar's in Pompano. We used to go over there during the middle school, jump over the fence because they ain't let us out for campus. Jump over the fence for lunch and go and get the gizzards with hot sauce and mustard. Fried gizzards, hot sauce and mustard. And I'm hungry now. See, now I gotta go get some breakfast.
All three of y'all just showed how country y'all really are. Talking about some gizzards, some pickled eggs. Y'all some country Bammers, boy.
We country.
I forgot we from the South. Y'all know Dwayne up north, so he ain't used to that.
It don't matter where you are from the South, you're going to have like something country in the area. And, our countries may be different, but then it's like at the same time, I get what you doing and I get what you saying.
It's just like folks from Philly saying Joan. You know what I mean? Like how they predict particular pronunciation. Down here we say Joan.
But then
I say Joan Dwayne, down here further in the South.
Dwayne, you're Virginia has like these countrysides, and then I noticed that as you started to speak in my place when I wasn't here, you had a bit of a country tone to you as well. So
yes, you do. Don't flex. You got some Virginia country. Virginia ain't that northern
country in there a little bit.
Gonna lie. I'm from all over the place. I like to say.
But you might be Texas. Oh, there it is.
Virginia, so yeah, it's all over the place.
You on the that explains a lot because I can hear the Texas a little bit. Yeah.
And I think because right there, the difference between Virginia and Baltimore is the Mason-Dixon line, right? Isn't the Mason-Dixon line right there as Virginia turns into Baltimore, Maryland? Anyway, I'll look it up, but that's what separates.
Dwayne ain't come back with
nothing. I wasn't gonna answer because I was no good in geography.
Yeah, no, that's literally where we decide what's north and south is at the Mason-Dixon line. Anyway, the mason jars filled with pickled eggs, which we're always discussing. I don't care how far from the south I am. Pickled eggs was always and hot sausages. Take us to break. Take us to the after party. Hey, thanks to everybody supporting.
It together in the bag and you squeeze it out like
oh my god.
You cut
Girl,
the end of the bag
Florida. Yes.
And you bite it.
I'm going to get some water for this so we get this after party going. Y'all, wow, y'all made my stomach turn.
See
y'all at the after party.
Shout out to y'all, man. Thank you so much for tuning in today, this morning, y'all. We are going to move over to the after party, y'all. And if you want access to the after party, join patreon.com. Join and become a patron. Patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not. And you can get access to the after party and keep the show going until 10:30, y'all. We appreciate you. We love y'all so much. And we will see y'all in the morning, y'all. See y'all at the after party. Deuces.
But let me find out. You've been going around throwing shots, running plots. Come on, man. Trying to block my blessings. And only for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for. I make what you've been saying about me true. Tell them I need my money right now. Rob me the juice, they stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you,